Hey, what's up, y'all? What's good? Hey, everybody. What's going on? What's going on? Hey, y'all. Hey, little baby. Keep it cute. China White. Abby. Mwah. Miss Trisha. Patty Duke. How y'all doing today? How is everyone? Everyone. All right, let's get this party started. So, hey, bro, what's up? So we're gonna go ahead and start. We're just gonna go ahead and start with politics because literally right before I went live, we have some breaking news. We spoke last week about Marjorie Greene, the Republican representative from the great state of Georgia, who made all of those incendiary statements and believes in conspiracy theories. She's made comments about 9/11 not being real, about school shootings, Parkland being a farce. She advocated for the murder of Nancy Pelosi and other people. Well, yesterday, the Republican caucus met, and they had the opportunity to strip her of her committee assignments, but they refused to do it. And so today the Democrats brought a vote to the floor. Thank you. What's for one? Yeah. Hey. And so the Republicans the Democrats, brought a vote to the floor to strip her of all her committee assignments. And it just went through. It was just, they just called the vote. They have enough votes. And what's interesting though, is that 11 Republicans voted to strip her of her duties. So that's interesting. That may not sound like a lot, but they called the vote before the vote was final. So we don't know how many more Republicans may have voted to strip her, but 11 breaking from the party that's an interesting number. And so that happened literally right before we went live. So that's interesting. This woman is crazy. Like, I hate to just use that as a blanket statement because I think we use the word crazy in inappropriate ways and things like that. But I don't have nothing but crazy. It literally just happened, right? Like, it literally just happened right before I went live. The vote was going on. I think it just got called maybe not even 10 minutes ago. Hey, Yana. Hey, Xavier. What's up? Yeah. Hey, keep it cute. Yeah, so that literally just happened. So that's a good thing. And see, I mean, is she the only crazy one? No, she's not. But she's been so outrageous and so ridiculous. And the fact that McCarthy wouldn't do it himself when he really should have. And McCarthy being the Republican minority leader in the House, he really should have done it. But I give kudos to the Democrats. I think one of the criticisms that I know I've had of the Democratic Party is that a lot of times they just let way too much stuff slide. They play nice too much. And so I was here for this. I was here for this move. I understand. Keep it cute. I understand. Yeah, she's definitely not. But I will say that if I had to rank them, I would say she's probably one of the most incendiary. I mean, some of her theories, like, and I mean 9/11 was a farce, like a plane never hit the Pentagon, which I've heard that theory before. Let's be clear. I've heard that theory before, that a plane never hit the Pentagon, that Parkland wasn't real. It wasn't a real school shooting. Like, that we should put a bullet through the head of certain people. Like, so that literally just happened. Right, he wouldn't do it, and then he went down to Mar-a-Lago to kiss the ring. Right. Oh shoot! What did I just drop? Shoot! Hold on, y'all. I just dropped my daggone medicine. Where'd it go? All right, I'll look for it later. It's on the floor somewhere. Literally, it just fell out my hand, so it's on the floor somewhere. I'll look for it later. You could say a plane never hit the Pentagon, but my New Yorkers will beg to differ about. Right, exactly. So, and like I said, I've even talked. Well, I'm not gonna go down that road, but yeah, like, let's not act like 9/11 didn't happen. Let's not do that. Let's not play that game. Hey, Leah, how you doing, boo? So yeah. So since we started with politics, let's just go ahead and finish talking about our politics for today. Now, one thing I wanted to bring to you guys, because we have been talking about this yesterday, and I was looking at Morning Joe this morning, and something was explained that makes a lot of sense. And so let me talk about it. Okay. So they are still arresting people. They arrested even more people yesterday. We were talking about this yesterday, that they are still arresting people as it is connected to the insurrection that took place on January the 6th. So that's still going on. But here I found out what part of the problem is, y'all. Here's what part of the problem is. There is no domestic terrorist laws on the books. We have laws for terrorists from out of the country, but there are no domestic terrorist laws on the books. And so the problem is, what do we charge these people with? And that's why so many of them have not been charged with more serious crimes than what they were charged with, because there aren't a lot of options on the federal level. Now, creating, and that's a huge issue, little baby. Now, creating the laws also is an issue, because imagine if there, and this was the example that they were using today, imagine if there had been domestic terrorist laws on the books this summer when Donald Trump was calling Black Lives Matter a domestic terrorist organization. You understand what I'm saying? And so it becomes a slippery slope. And so they have to be very careful. And on this part, I do agree that we have to be very careful. I think there should be laws. Don't get me wrong. But I think we have to be very careful on how we write those laws. Because again, you don't want it to be a slippery slope if the wrong person with their own agenda gets in power. So now there are charges and there are laws that they can put in place, but that's part of the problem, and that's part of why we are not seeing more serious charges for a lot of these people. Again, for the people who did stuff like the people that they have on camera assaulting police, got it. They're good. We're gonna get them. For the people that we can connect to the murder of that Capitol Hill police officer, like on video, they gone. But for the people who were just there, there's not a lot they can do with that. And that doesn't mean that they won't do anything. That doesn't mean that they're not going to find a law. But that's what I know a lot of people have been getting frustrated with. Why haven't they arrested more people? Why are these people being charged with something else? And myself included. But when I was listening to that this morning, I was like, well, that makes a lot of sense. Now, we know that organizations have been deemed domestic terrorists before. Like the Ku Klux Klan, at one point in time was deemed, I don't know if the word terrorist, but a hate group, or they had a label on them at one time. And then, of course, again, it depends on who's in power as to whether that title stays or not. So they put other groups and organizations as domestic terrorists, but they're minority, i.e. Black national groups. But whenever the groups are no, little baby, you missing what I'm saying. I'm not talking about the organizations. Yeah, they can label organizations domestic terrorist organizations, like the Ku Klux Klan has been labeled that. I'm talking about the people and what you charge them with. There are no crimes. Giving somebody the label as a domestic terrorist doesn't automatically make it a crime. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like they don't have legislation as a. There's no crime. They can make they can label the organization a domestic terrorist organization, but the action of the crime is what I'm talking about. Told the prosecutors to charge them the same as they would charge Black people. Now, I ain't saying that they wouldn't have found something to charge the Black people with. That ain't what I'm saying. I ain't saying that they wouldn't have found something. That ain't what I'm saying. But I'm just saying that I didn't realize. I knew that there were organizations that had been labeled as such. But I didn't realize there wasn't like legislation like a crime. I didn't realize that. I just thought that was like automatic, like. But that's what a lot of them have been charged with, Xavier. A lot of them have been charged with trespassing and a lot of those types of things. Yeah. You can give them all life next case. Well, that's what I don't understand, little baby. I feel like they were all treasonous, honestly. That's why I feel like they was all treasonous, but what the fuck do I know? I feel the same way. I'm just reporting the news. I ain't saying, that I'm just reporting what they had said. But they are still arresting people. So even overnight, they arrested more people. So they are still arresting people. They're arresting them. I'm not saying that there isn't a double standard. I'm not saying that there ain't white privilege. Y'all, I ain't saying none of that. Y'all know I believe all of that exists. I'm just telling you what the people have said. Okay, I'm just reporting what the people have said. Yeah, I want heads to roll too. I really think I want them in jail without a key. All right. Some more politics. So Ice Cube is going to meet with Biden. Y'all know how I was in my feelings about this whole Ice Cube situation, because y'all know that was my husband / baby daddy. What's up, Quintessential? Hey, boo. Y'all know that was my husband / baby daddy. Okay, so y'all know how I was feeling about that whole contract with America shit before the election. And all we kept telling him was to do what? Wait until after the election. And then whoever is in power, meet with whoever the freak you want to meet with, bruh. But for you to be saying the stuff that you said before the election, talking about someone who won't meet with you and who won't talk to you. First of all, much as I love you, Ice Cube, or love Digit Jew, who the fuck are you? Like, these people are trying to win an election. No disrespect, but you ain't out there registering nobody to vote. You ain't out there talking about please go to the polls. So who the fuck are you? Just because you wrote this little 8th grade essay on contract with America, because that's what it read like. It read like an 8th grader's essay on how to make life better for Black people in America. That's really what it read like. So just because you done sat down in your office and you done wrote your damn manifesto and orange crayon down in the basement, now everybody's supposed to drop everything and come and talk to you. No disrespect, Ice Cube, but who the fuck are you? But no, all the disrespect. Who the fuck are you? So now that Biden has won, now you want to talk to him. Sir, that's all you should have done from the beginning, sir. Y'all see I got my Tuskegee Airman shirt on. had to show y'all my Tuskegee. But that's all we had told you. That's all we told you to do. Just wait, bruh. Just be cool and wait. So personally, I really don't give a damn that he's meeting with Biden. I don't. I just don't. We said our issues are important, but we need to deal with COVID, stimulus, and impeachment first. I don't need him to speak for me. Here's the thing. That I agree with everything you just said. One, our issues are very important. And do y'all think, and if I'm being naive, then y'all can tell me I'm being naive, but do y'all really think that with as many colored people that Biden got on his team, that there will be no issues addressed? Now, they may not be the issues you want addressed. Let's be clear. Everybody got their own agenda, and what's important to you may not be important to me, so forth and so on. But to think that Kamala Harris, who is biracial, and y'all see all them other colored people that's on his cabinet and in positions of power, do y'all really think that no issues are going to be addressed as it relates to people of color? Now, again, they may not all be on your little contract with America checklist. Okay? But we do have to deal with COVID. We do have to deal with this impeachment. We do have some issues that we've got to get under control. And that doesn't, I think people forget Biden got the job for 4 damn years, y'all. 4 damn years. He got 4 years to deal with everybody's shit. 4 years. I'm really, let's stop acting like he got to get everything done in the first week. And let's be clear, Biden, I think, has done more in the 2 weeks he's been president than Trump did in 4 damn years, if you really want to know the truth of the matter. He's done a lot, mostly through executive order, but Biden has done a lot. Yeah, I don't need Ice Cube to speak for me either. Now, once upon a time, Ice Cube could have spoke to me. He could have whispered sweet nothings in my ear, whatever. But we divorced. I divorced him back in October or November, whenever he did that dumb shit, okay? Right, he has 4 years. Anyway, so I'm just bringing y'all the news. I don't make it. I'm just bringing it, okay? So Donald Trump, Ice Cube is going to meet with Biden. Now, it didn't say when, where, or how, but you know what else is interesting? He dropping some new music on Friday. I find that very interesting. And unless it's an apology letter to the American people, well, to me, I don't want to hear it. Unless he wrote an apology letter to me, I don't want to hear his song. I don't want to hear his song. And y'all know how that hurt. Y'all know how much I love Ice Cube. That hurts. Right here. Hurts. Anyway. Oh, man. All right, let's get into this. Smartmatic, or Smartmatic, there's no O in there, it's just Smartmatic, files a $2.7 billion with a B lawsuit against Fox News over bogus election fraud claims. Now, this is the second voter machine company that is suing somebody. Now, the first company is suing, they directly suing Track 9 dealer. I'm sorry. That's it. That's what it better be. Hey, Danny. Look, you did today was a bit of springtime in the winter. Oh, you talking about Evie. Oh, okay. I'm like, huh? I was like, I don't even have on no makeup other than lipstick. What you talking about? What look did I do? Let that hurt go. Releasing it to the ground. Y'all are so funny. Hey, Brandon. Hey, boo. Hey, Dominique. I see you. Hey, Jalen. What's up, baby? How you doing, boo? Yes, I said so. So the first company, they sued Rudy Giuliani directly. Now these people are suing Fox News, honey, and they not playing. They are suing for 2.7 B with a billion B. Okay? With a B. Billion. Billion. They said, y'all can keep talking about this election was a fraud if you want to. There are consequences to your actions. So, I mean, I don't know what's going to come out of it, if anything is going to come out of it. But, baby, that's what it was, okay? That is what it was. Yes, Track 9. That's funny, Evie. You so stupid. Ain't nobody watching no Friday. Ain't nobody watching no Friday. We had to get a divorce. Right. Take it all. It'll be interesting. I mean, you know, a lot of times we see these headlines and then we don't hear nothing else about it. So it'll be interesting to see what comes out of it, if anything comes out of it. All right, now this one I'm going to say, because I ain't going to put this in the hashtag, because I'm not going to give this little boy no kind of shine. But I just thought I would mention this to y'all, because once again, we talking about double standards. Kyle Rittenhouse, y'all know the little boy who, well, he ain't no little boy. He old enough to murder. He old enough. The murderer, okay, who killed those two people in protesting Breonna Taylor this summer. You know, first of all, he was let out on bond. I don't know how the hell he get let out on bond, but yeah, we're getting a divorce. Yes, that's what we are. Now, prosecutors are trying to revoke his bond because they say he violated. Now, here's what he did to violate. He moved and he did not notify the court within 48 hours, which is required. Now, his lawyer is arguing that he had to move out of safety because his life has been threatened. I'm supposed to have some sympathy for your life being threatened when you murdered two people in cold blood for minding their damn business. That's what we supposed to do. I'm supposed to give a fuck because I don't. Anyway, I don't understand how he gets bail to begin with, but again, I don't understand it. Speaking of this, okay, so for the past 3 days, I guess, I have been watching this documentary on Netflix. I don't know if any of you all have seen it already, called Trial 4. It is so good. Oh my gosh. Now, if you're going to be triggered, it's not something that I would recommend if you are easily triggered by stuff like people going to jail for crimes they didn't commit and the system doing them wrong. If it's going to trigger you, then this is not this is not for you to watch. But it was so good. It's the story of a young man by the name of Sean Ellis. You finished it in one sitting? Oh man, it was so good. A friend of mine recommended it to me, and I've been watching it for the last 3 days. That's why y'all Indigo video was late, because I was watching that instead of getting that done. But y'all gonna get it. I said y'all would get it I told y'all would get it today. It might be early tomorrow, but you're gonna get it. But he was 19 years old. There was a murder of a Boston cop. Now, I've heard for many, many years about how crooked the Boston Police Department was, as a lot of companies, a lot of police departments were crooked. And he was 19 years old, and I ain't gonna get into all the details in case y'all want to go watch it. But the police somehow, well, if you get triggered, don't watch it. I'm telling you now. When I gave that disclaimer, I really wasn't being funny. If you get triggered by stuff like that, by looking at stuff where black men go to jail for something they didn't, or get railroaded, I'm serious. It's not for you, because it will trigger you, because I went through every emotion. You name the emotion, I went through it. Watch this documentary. I was in tears at points. I was angry at points. There were parts that even made me laugh, because Sean The one thing I can say about Sean Ellis is that he has kept a great spirit about it, in the sense of, yes, he's angry, but he's channeling his anger in the right way. He's gotten involved in the Innocence Project. He speaks, he travels, and he speaks on his case. And his attitude is, yeah, you know, in the beginning, he's out of jail in the beginning of the documentary, so you know he at some point gets out of jail. But his thing is, it's called Trial 4. He said, but for every person that gets out, there's so many more that are in jail, right? That are in jail for something they didn't do. It's called Trial 4 on Netflix. Hold on, let me do this. And the guy's name is Sean Ellis. And it was ridiculous. Like when you really, like, you saw all the dot and this dot and that dot, you like, and once again, I'm reminded, looking at something like that, once again, I'm reminded, but for the grace of God go I. Because you guys, it is so easy for us to get caught up in the criminal justice system over something simple. This is how they got him. This is how they connected him to the murder of a detective, of a police detective. There was a whole separate murder. His 2 cousins had been murdered, and he was living with them at the time. He showed up at the scene, and because the 3 of them were living together and he was the only one that wasn't home at the time, the police questioned him. I mean, that's normal. They're going to question whoever lived in the home and all of that. The police detective had been murdered like earlier in the week. It had been a couple of days since the murder. And the police asked him, what do you know about what happened at the Walgreens a couple of days ago? Meaning, what do you know about the murder of that police officer? Because I guess it was right there in the same neighborhood. And him being 19, now this happened in the early 90s. He said, oh, I was at the Walgreens earlier that day buying some diapers. That's all it took. He didn't say he knew nothing about the murder. He didn't say he knew nothing about the police detective. All he said was, oh, I was up there that day buying diapers. And he had the receipt with the timestamp of when he bought the diapers. And he was there like within the window, but not directly at the time of the murder. That's all it took. That's all it took. And like his lawyer said, if he had killed a police detective, would he have put himself at the scene of the crime? Like, would he have said, oh, I was up there that day, if he was the one that killed him? Now, he's 19. He's not no master criminal. Now, he was, you know, he was a little drug dealer. He wasn't no kingpin, okay? He was working a corner. You know, he was what it was. It was the 90s. It was Boston. His mama was on drugs at the time. He was taking care of his sisters. Like, listen, he ain't never claimed to be a saint, but he wasn't that. He wasn't a murderer. So yeah, if it's going to trigger you, don't watch it. But it was so good. It was really, really good. It was really good. One thing I don't like about our system is that certain evidence goes to the prosecution first, and then they are supposed to share the evidence they have. Yeah, through discovery. Well, you saw it. You said you saw it. Moaya. I hope I said it right. Yeah, that whole discovery thing is a mess. It is. It is a mess. Yeah, you can't watch it either. Chat. I'm telling you, if that's why I'm warning y'all now. If it's something that's going to trigger you, because there's certain things I can't watch. Like, I'm going to be honest with you, especially around this time of year, you know, Black History Month, they put a lot of stuff up there about Black people. I can't watch all that shit. Like, as much as I love history and stuff like that, like, for example, 12 Years a Slave. I have never seen that movie, and I probably never will. I get it. Especially when people started talking about how brutal it was and all that. Yeah, I'm good. I'm getting it. Moya. Okay, got it. Moya, got it. Thank you. I'm trying. Thank you, babes. Yeah, like stuff like that. I don't need to sit through 2 hours of a man. I don't, and I don't need you to make it as gruesome as you can make it just to prove how bad slavery was. I know how bad slavery was. I don't need nobody to teach me no more. Go teach them other people because they might not know. I know. I'm good. I'm never going to watch When They See. Yeah, it took me a long time to get through When They See Us. I watched the first couple of episodes and then I had to pause. I had to pause. And I finally just went back and made myself finish watching it because I wanted to finish it. But yeah, I needed to pause. Exactly. And that's the same thing. Like, same thing with When They See Us. Like, everybody, if it's going to trigger you, like I said, I'm serious. We don't need to see everything made about every Black person to understand. We don't need to do it. You know what I'm saying? So you ain't got to see everything, but it was good. It was really good. And like I said, I just love his spirit. I love his spirit. Hell, he even still with the same girlfriend. I'm sure that she didn't stick with him the whole time he was in jail because he was in jail for a long time. But they still together. And she testified against him in court. I said, you got a real good spirit. But the police threatened her. They threatened to take her child. So he was like, I get it. Like, I understand. Like, they threatened. He said, I know she loved me and I loved her. But I also know that the police were threatening to take her child. And I know her child was more important to her. As much as she loved me, it was her child. So he was like, I get it. I was like, yeah, it's one thing to understand. It's something else for us to still be a couple. Like, y'all still together? Child. Yeah, Snowfall comes back in a couple of weeks, right? Next week or the week after next. You don't want to see the start of the crack epidemic? Yeah. I'm going to be honest with y'all. I'm behind on Snowfall. I'm going to tell you why I got behind on Snowfall. I like Snowfall, but every episode was a lot. It was a lot to take in, every episode. And then I'm going to be honest, and this might sound very ignorant, so I hope none of y'all think less of me. Hey, Ash, I hope none of y'all think less of me when I say this. But I like to multitask when I'm doing stuff. I don't like watching shows where I have to read a lot of the subtitles because I'm usually multitasking when I'm watching. I'm just being honest. Because of my ADHD, child, I be all over the place, okay? I be multitasking when I'm watching TV. And with Snowfall, a lot of times I literally had to just stare at the screen because there's so much with the storyline with the guy speaking Spanish. That's a lot. That's why I never got into what's that other show everybody kept telling me to watch, and the whole thing is in Spanish. Shit, what is it, y'all? Y'all know what I'm talking about. That other TV came on Netflix. What is it? And it was about the drug trade and stuff like that. And the whole thing was in Spanish. I was like, so I gotta watch the screen the whole damn time. Narcos, that's it. Thank you, little baby. Yeah, and everybody talked about how good Narcos was, but I got halfway through the first episode and I was exhausted. I was like, why? So I still gotta read. Okay. So I just can't ever look away. I can't do nothing else while I'm watching this. I can't look. I can't play solitaire. I can't do nothing. Okay, I just gotta stare at the screen. Okay. Yeah, that don't work for me. It has an English dub. Well, then I have to find that one, Xavier. I need to find the English dub because I heard it's a good show, but I couldn't do it. Hey, P, what's up? So, Ash, you know how we always get off topic. I was giving y'all a suggestion on Netflix if y'all can watch. Again, if you're gonna be triggered, don't watch it. But it's called Trial 4, and it's about a young Black man who got caught up in the system and was sort of railroaded and ended up going to jail. And I'm gonna say this, and then we're gonna move on. The most powerful part of this whole hey, Auntie, where you been? I ain't seen you in a while. How you doing? The most powerful part of that whole one of the most powerful scenes of that whole documentary. It doesn't happen to the very end, but we see a scene with the Innocence Project. And I'm gonna be honest with you, it made me want to go out and get, like, once we get past this Rona, it really made me want to go out and I've thought about it before in the past, but it made me really want to go out and volunteer with the Innocence Project. Like, I don't care if I just need somebody to stuff envelopes and make phone calls. Like, it makes me want to do something. But they had all of these former inmates on stage, right? They were on stage and they were calling them off one by one. And these were all people who had been exonerated. So these were people who were in jail for crimes they did not commit. And they were exonerated through the Innocence Project, right? And they went through each person that was on that stage. They read their name and they read how many years they had been in jail. And when they got done with everybody on that stage, it added up to 3,076 years. The people on that stage equaled 3,076 years of people who have been wrongly convicted and have been sitting in jail. That number about knocked me out. I was like, what? Years? There were people on that stage that had been in jail for 40 years for a crime they didn't commit. 20 years, 30 years. I said, you gotta be freaking kidding me. Right, Moya, you know exactly the part I'm talking about. I think that might be when I did it. It did it for me too. I was like, you gotta be freaking kidding me. When you look at people who were in jail for 40-something years, and so when people say, when I tell people why I don't believe in the death penalty, that's why. Not because I don't think that people commit some heinous crimes and maybe they shouldn't, but because you can't bring somebody back. You can't bring somebody back. If Massachusetts had had the death penalty, that young man was he was convicted. Well, he's not a young man anymore, but at the time he was 19 years old. He was convicted of killing a cop. You know, like I know, they would have put him on death row, and he might not have made it to his fourth trial. He may not have made it to his fourth trial. The other thing, and I said I was going to say this, and I'm going to move on. The other thing that's important too, you guys, is the importance of death row. I mean, Lord, I was going to say death row. The importance of jury duty. All of y'all, and I say y'all because it ain't me, because I go every time I get called for jury duty, I'm there. And if it don't apply to you, then I ain't talking to you. If it don't apply, let it fly. But his first two trials were a hung jury. And his first two trials were a hung jury because there were people in that jury room who refused. They said, this don't make sense. The evidence doesn't add up. And I'm not putting that boy to jail. I'm not putting that boy in jail. And these were white people and black people. The two people they interviewed were white. The two people that they interviewed off of his jury from his first trial, his second trial, were white. And they said the story didn't add up. And we were not going to convict. Now, there were people in the room who thought he was guilty and they weren't going to change their mind. So the first two trials ended in a hung jury. And so what I'm saying is every time that we get out of jury duty because we make up a reason or we don't feel like it or it's boring, just remember that potentially you have someone's life in your hands. Potentially. Now, it might be something real stupid. Once you get in there, you be like, okay, you stole, an iPhone off the park bench and ran from the police. But it could very easily be a murder trial. And it could be a situation like this where they're railroading somebody and you could potentially be the reason that somebody doesn't go to jail. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. And then we're going to move on because I already said too much. Okay. But that's what I thought about when they were interviewing that juror from his first trial. And then they interviewed the juror from his second trial. And both of them were like, yeah, it just didn't add up. And we weren't convinced. And we were not going to put him in jail. Agreed, Pete. You know what? Let me put that up on the screen because you're absolutely correct. You're right. You don't get, your name doesn't even go into the jury pool if you're not registered to vote. So again, registering to vote is more than just voting every 2 years. Notice I said 2, not 4. I said 2 years, not 4 years, because you should be voting in the midterm elections too. Okay. And it goes to the prison system, the need to keep them full to meet a quota, the police arresting people to meet a quota. Yeah. All right, but when you watch the documentary, his situation is even deeper. It's not even about quotas, and it wasn't even about solving a crime of a murdered cop. It goes deeper. I ain't going to tell you too much more because if you want to watch it, I don't want to tell y'all the whole story. All right, let's switch gears a little bit. We done talked enough serious stuff. Let's get into some of this bull hockey. Well, this ain't really bull hockey, but it's celebrity news. We're going to switch over to some celebrity news. And I believe Sean Ellis is on social media. I was going to look him up and I forgot. But I know he's on Facebook, or at least he was on Facebook, because in the documentary, they showed him putting stuff on Facebook or whatever. So I know he was on social media. He may not be now, because maybe after the documentary came out, maybe he wasn't. But I know he was at one time. Hey, what's up, Mixology Plus? Hey. Now, Lisa Bloom. Now, y'all know Lisa Bloom. Lisa Bloom always seems to show up whenever there's a woman in distress, okay? Her and her daughter or mama, one of them. Lisa Bloom, daughter, mama, one of them, you know. Lisa Bloom is now representing one of the women that is accusing T.I. and Tiny of some dirty deeds. It's getting deep, y'all. You know what, P? I've been turned down for jury duty. I have never served on a jury. They always turn me down. And I be getting mad. I'm like, I actually want to be here. Y'all pick the people that don't want to be here. I actually want to be here. Hello, pick me. They'll never pick me. Yeah, so these people, I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it just because Sabrina Bloom. I'm not saying just because you've been on 4 juries, they don't never pick me. I don't know why they don't never pick me, but they don't never pick me. I be mad. I be wanting to serve. And then there was one case, the one case I got close. I almost made it. And it was a drug trafficking case, baby. They had these 2 African women, and they had been picked up. They was mules, honey. They was flying back and forth from Africa carrying illegal contraband, drugs, and other stuff. I said, "Ooh, I want to be on this trial so bad." Ooh, and the women had to wear headphones so that everything could be translated for them in the headphones. I was like, "Ooh, I want to be on this case so bad," but I ain't get picked. Anyway, they need to do a surviving T.I. and Tiny. Listen. And then I'm seeing here all about the tea. Monica's going live in a little while. And she's saying that Sandra, what's the lady's name? Sandra, the one who started all this stuff, who kickstarted all this stuff, Sandra Peterson. I mean, Sabrina Peterson. Sabrina Peterson is now putting Candy and Lauren London in it. Child. She just gonna keep adding names. Hello. I thought I didn't see your call when I came in. Right. Well, people was right. I'm like, where Lauren London come in and all this? See, now I'm wondering if she just throwing stuff out there. I don't know. Because let's be clear. Sabrina, she a little special too. Okay. But Lisa Bloom done added her little 2 cents to the mix, honey. Lisa Bloom done added her 2 cents to the mix. Y'all know. She usually just be looking for a settlement though, child. All right. I think that's, except for sisters. I think we covered that. Did we cover everything except for sisters? Hold on. Let me make sure we covered everything, child. Before we get to talking about this crazy sisters. Yeah. All right. So, wait a minute. Bring back Phaedra. Listen. If this story with Candy grows any feet and any traction, they'll be bringing Phaedra back, because then Phaedra will be vindicated, honey. I'm not shocked that Candy's name came up either. I mean, people were already bringing Candy's name up, so I'm not surprised at all. I voted since the first time I was eligible. You've never been called for jury duty? That's interesting. Your mom gets picked for big cases. I mean, for good cases. My dad was actually on a grand jury, so he did it for like 2 years. He was on a grand jury, and they met once a week. He loved it. He was the foreman. He loved it. Child, he loved it. I think he did it for longer than 4 years. Actually, I think originally it's like you it's 4 years and then you can sign up again. And I think he signed up a second time and they wanted him to do it again, but he was like, nah, that's enough. But it was like once a week. But he loved it. Sabrina's starting to sound like Jaguar. I agree. I agree. All right. So listen, we ain't gonna spend too long on Sisters. Y'all got me still watching it, okay? Listen. Last night's episode was not as bad if the scenes weren't so long. The scenes are just too freaking long. And I'm just convinced that Tyler Perry be playing with us. You know what? Here comes Jonathan coming out of the bushes talking about that damn Nene. Every time somebody brings up jury, do you get a summons? I'm sorry. Y'all, listen. Two things that I'm noticing with Tyler Perry. First of all, I really think you be playing with us, Tyler, just to see if we paid attention. Because I get it that you don't have nobody in your writer's room with you, but you can't tell me that you just be forgetting major storylines and major character situations with people. Now you have Fatima and that lawyer. When we first were introduced to the lawyer, they were childhood friends and their parents knew each other. They grew up together and they were a little flirty. But Fatima seemed to be cool with him and he seemed to be a good guy. Now, fast forward to last night's episode, and Fatima act like all she know is she met him when he started working at the firm. They went out on one date and it didn't work out too well and he's an asshole. Make it make sense, Tyler. Make it make sense. Which one is it? Which one is it? Ciao. Something else happened in last night's episode that I was like, okay, that don't go along with what you had told us before. But that's the main one that stands out. And it was something else that I was just like, I know he writes for 20 different shows, but then he need to keep a cheat sheet or something because that was a major part of the story that now you have totally switched up. You have totally switched it up. They went from being childhood friends that knew each other, whose parents was friends that grew up together, to, oh, I met him when he started working at the firm and we went out on a date and he's an asshole. But he the same asshole that you asked to help Andy out. The fuck? The other thing I noticed is Tyler has a really bad habit of turning characters into villains. Tyler, it's okay to have good people on your show. Everybody don't have to be a bad guy. Everybody don't have to be a villain on your show, especially the men. It's like you introduce these guys to us as good guys, and then you turn them into these horrible people. Just like the same thing with the lawyer. When we were first introduced to him, he was this great lawyer who did a favor for his childhood friend, right? That he was a little flirty with, but okay. Now all of a sudden he's this horrible asshole. And the same thing with Aaron, because I'm convinced that you are going to make Aaron the one that set up Zach. Somebody set Zach up. And I'm convinced that it's Aaron. I'm convinced that you're going to make it Aaron. Because that don't even make no damn sense. He right and doing hair. No, because he got them ugly ass wigs for the hair. But you right. He doing everything around there, honey. He craft services. Okay. Karen mom was the one that hooked Zach up with her boyfriend who was helping run the program. Right. You think it was the lawyer? But the lawyer that would have had to be, see, that's on her monthly, now I'm trying to make sense of some shit that Tyler Perry did. But that's on her monthly credit card bill, which means that those charges didn't just start. Him and Zach just started having beef this week. And how would he even know Karen? How would he even know Karen? And for Zach to have done it, that means that Zach is an authorized user on Karen's credit card. How would he even know any of that? But it is Tyler Perry, so I'm trying to make sense out of something that might not make no sense. I don't know. Y'all think it's hating too? I don't know. Keep it cute. The only reason why I'm still watching this show is because my people been asking for it. But I'm gonna finish up this season, and that's probably gonna be it. It's been renewed for season 3, but I probably won't be reviewing it. I said I'll finish out the season though. I will finish out the season, but I probably won't be doing no season. It's been renewed for season 3. Now I can see that, Xavier, his wife's family. I can see that, his ex-wife's family. Okay. Yeah, they got Funky Dineva's channel. YouTube, well, I ain't gonna say that because YouTube is shutting me down, child. But yeah, Funky Dineva, hopefully his appeal comes through because I hate that. I hate that happened to his channel. For those who don't know, Funky Dineva's channel was terminated because of an old video, violated some guidelines or something. Y'all go over there, go to Funky Dineva's Instagram and let him tell y'all the story because I don't want to tell it wrong. Yeah, child. So no, Bondi's situation was different. She actually got a strike because TLC actually struck her channel because of a screenshot or something she used or something like that. No, you good, P. You good. It's okay. Yeah, it's a lot. Like I said, I don't want to speak too much on it, child, because I ain't trying to piss off the YouTube gods over here either. Okay. But yeah, it is. We're just gonna hope that he gets it back. I hope it works out. All right, y'all. We're gonna get off of here. We on the hour. What? We only been on here an hour? What? Did I talk about Drew and Kenya? What about Drew and Kenya? What about them? I did Real Housewives of Atlanta on Monday. They don't get much more attention out of me than that. Did something happen? Other than them going back and forth on social media and stuff, like, hey, Ella, what's up, babes? Child is renewed. Well, what the hell else is on BET? Oh, child. Ain't nobody. Yeah, Young Rich, like I said, I talked about them on Monday. That's all they get. That's the same old, same old. Ain't nobody gonna keep talking about them going back and forth on Twitter. Child. That's the same old, same old. All right, so excuse me, sorry. All right, so let me drop the link for my Avon. Be sure to grab y'all's Avon needs here. I have some Avon coming, so I'll do an unboxing when it gets here. I picked up a couple of items this week, and so when that gets here, way to go. College Hill is supposed to be coming back. So that's the link for that, you guys. Be sure to get all of your Avon needs. And make sure y'all head on over to the backup channel for the latest video drop. For the next 3 chapters that'll drop, like I said, if not tonight, first, tomorrow. The next 3 chapters of Indigo. I know some of y'all are further ahead than where I am. But y'all go ahead and check it out. What's the name of what? My backup channel? The backup channel is Really Be TV _1. There it is. Really Be TV _1. That's the backup channel. So y'all go on over there and check it out. Also, I've started uploading the members only review of Love at First Sight. I mean, Married at First Sight. What's it called? Married at First Sight. Whatever that shit's called. It's crazy. Y'all be getting me watching the craziest shows. And so I'll be uploading the second video today of that, Married at First Sight. So y'all will get the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City tonight. Y'all will get Married at First Sight, at least the second episode, maybe the third episode, because I'm ready to see the third episode, child. Tonight. I'm not sure what else y'all gonna get, but y'all will get those. Can I get a tall, dark, handsome man, 2 to 250 that last night from Avon? Can last all night from Avon? Girl, I wish. If I could sell that, I'd be a millionaire, child. 90 Day Fiance is already up. Last week's episode of 90 Day Fiance. I didn't do it yet. Yes, I did. I did 90 Day Fiance already. Wait a minute. Let me make sure I did it. Yeah. 90 Day Fiance is up. I uploaded that already. This week's episode, it's already up. Ignoring Lil Baby. All right. So thank you guys. If you are not already subscribed to the channel, please do. If you're not subscribed to the backup channel, please head on over. Even if you're not interested in the book club, I'll be uploading other things as we go along. So go ahead and be connected and hit that notification bell so y'all know when I'm going live on either channel. I reposted the one from the week before. How do I keep doing that? All right, I have to go find, because I did the video. I know I remember recording the video, so I know I did the video. Well, why ain't nobody tell me it was the wrong video? Ain't nobody put it in my comments or nothing. Well, at least I didn't see it. Well, thank you, C Golden. I'll fix that tonight. I didn't realize I put the wrong video up. Why ain't nobody say nothing? The video been up since Monday. How do I keep doing that? I did the same thing the other night with Falcon Crest. Well, I know how I did it with Falcon Crest. I know what happened with Falcon Crest. I wonder how I keep doing that. I gotta be more careful. All right, thanks for letting me know, C Golden. I'll put it up now. I didn't realize it was the wrong one. I'll make sure I put the right one up. Sorry about that, you guys. All right. No. What? No. Anyway. All right, y'all. Thank y'all for being here. I will talk to y'all later. Peace. Let me go fix that right now. How did I do that? Lord have mercy. All right. Bye, y'all.